This is me. I'm a high school teacher from Las Vegas.
Shit.
And I'm kind of obsessed with designing and sailing little wooden boats. I wouldn't call myself an expert, though. I do okay for a DIY tinkerer on a budget, but some experts say I can't build a boat that's worth a damn. This one, for example, I finished putting this together about a year ago. It started with the idea that I needed a boat that would fit in the back of my truck. So at least it does that okay. I also wanted it to do a couple other things well. I mean, obviously I wanted it to sail well and to row okay. And I wanted to put enough space on there that I could sleep on the boat, that I could camp on board. So this video is about taking the boat out on a trip that's going to test if it can do all this, while I speak a little bit about the war between two types of boat builders.
We got the boat packed up to go dinghy cruising on what may be the coldest night of the year here in Las Vegas. I know you're looking at me and you're like, just a long sleeve shirt. Yeah, in the daytime it's maybe low mid 50s right now. Not much wind, and so it's pretty dang comfortable. But the other night it got down to 37 on the forecast, which is about as cold as we get. So I'm going to overpack and over-prepare for some cold weather to sleep on board the boat. This is the current build progress. Planked it, flipped it. I'm working on editing some videos on that, and I'm going to release them all kind of at the end of the school year in the series when it's when I'm not going to get in trouble for saying mean jokes about my neighbors.
Showing off how I build and use small boats on this channel got me drafted into a war between two types of boat builders. For example, as I'm racing out to a secluded beach to put this thing in the water, I'm stringing some plastic beads from the craft store onto a piece of paracord from Walmart. These are going to be what sailors call peril beads. The idea is that the line that ties the sail to the mast, it gets stuck a little bit sometimes, trying to slide up and down the mast. So stringing these beads on that line should make it smooth, like it's on ball bearings. So what I mean about the war is, I'm a boat builder who gets a lot of supplies at the hardware store. There are whole communities of guys like me who use accessible materials and tinker with boats that maybe we design ourselves or make serious modifications to. On the other side are the experts, who argue that nothing short of marine-grade materials used exactly to a designer's specifications are worth your time. You want to modify your boat that you're building? You better get permission from the naval architect. I delete the occasional rude comment on this channel from an expert saying something like, boat building's not for me. But I gotta back off a little bit because the world of small boats is full of friendly people. Like a lot of disagreements these days, a handful of digital curmudgeons, which I gotta be careful so that's not me. A handful of digital curmudgeons make a lot of noise. A lot of these experts, I think they have good intentions. I think they're just trying to help you avoid building a boat that sails like a dog for one season and then rots back into the earth from which it came. But still, I'm going to stand up on the side of the tinkerers who do it our own way, even if we're wrong. So how does it perform? Being able to point, or being able to sail at an angle into the wind like this shows that my sail plan is balanced enough. I have a video on balancing sail plan if you're interested, but basically it means that the wind and the water push the boat in opposite directions at about the same spot, so the boat doesn't have to fight an imbalance to get squeezed into the wind, like a watermelon seed shooting out from your fingers when you try to pinch it. Winds pick up to maybe 12 knots that blow across 3 miles of lake. Every wave has 3 miles of wind pushing it up bigger and bigger, so it's made a little bit of a chop. These conditions are about perfect for this boat though. I have to pay attention, but it doesn't make me nervous or anything. It's just a little bit of a rough ride, which is fine. Winds come and go on desert lakes, which is going to test how lazy I am. I mean, it's going to test how well this boat moves under oars.
Well, the wind has died down to just about nothing. I am set up to row. Unsheeted the main. Ran my little tiller tamer. I just run a line through that eye, and then I can add resistance by tightening that up. Even though the wind's gone, the little bit of waves still kicked up. That'll make rowing fun.
I know I said that I wanted the boat to sail and row well, but no boat is going to be optimized for both. A skinny boat has an easier time moving water out of the way, so it rows well. A sailboat needs some width, though, so the wind can push it without just knocking it over. A boat that rows and sails well needs to balance this. My skiff rows well enough to make progress towards finding a campsite, but I'm happy when a little breeze comes back.
I'm on about a dead run into this beautiful little cove. So I'm going to head all the way deep into the bottom of this cove where it looks like there's the most flat ground. And man, everywhere is pretty back here though.
That sun isn't going to come up again for 14 hours. One of the worst things about winter camping is waiting alone out in the dark with nothing to do. I got my dog, but you know what I mean. After killing time on land for a couple hours, the cold is going to send me into bed on the boat. I've had trips on this thing where going ashore wasn't an option, and I enjoyed being stuck out on the boat, but a warm meal and a campfire is nice. And I'm going to have to make a trip or two to the shore in the middle of the night anyways, unless I expect my dog to relieve herself in the baler.
Well, now I'm back on board the boat and I'm thinking about setting up a bed. It's only 7 o'clock, but I think the dog started to get cold. I've got a tarp, sleeping bag, 2 mats, my dog, blanket for Herb, and when I get cold, I've got a blanket, another tarp, another sleeping bag. I'm going to tuck into bed, turn off the light, and maybe read a book or maybe just look at the stars. It's beautiful out here. Well, I was warm. But I slept terribly. See how I'm exclusively on this half of the boat? This dog is especially stubborn. That one's burning. Not too burnt. Campsite down here. My truck where I'm parked is a couple miles this way. You can see a little texture on the lake. It's just kind of died down right now, but I'm hoping for enough wind that I'm not rowing all the way back. So if the wind's moving me this morning, I might see how close I can get to Nevada before I take a big long tack back to the truck. If the wind's slow, if it's not moving me much, then I'm just going to try to get home. This is what it looks like all packed up. Pretty snug. Don't really have a place for the dagger board, but we'll put it here for now.
Is this boat that I designed and built myself, is it any good? Well, it's not perfect. To start with, it's unsafe. I don't think it has enough positive flotation to make it easily recoverable in a capsize, and I have not tested it. For many people, that is a deal breaker, and I don't completely disagree. My seamless skiff isn't going to last forever either. There's something to be said for the experts and their premium materials. I should have put a layer of glass and some epoxy fillets inside on the bottom to keep water from hiding and starting rot. So safety and longevity are two big problems. Also, there are a handful of little projects that always need fixing, always. Like, I should restring the mizzen now with peril beads so that it can come down easily, and maybe put a reef point in that little sail. I need to move my oar locks forward too. That rowing position kind of stretches me out. In a way though, the problems are what make this boat great. Having a project to work on, having a problem to solve, and working out the details to fix it, this has been half the reward. Without the experience of an expert, I took a common format for a homemade boat, a skiff, and designed one to fit my specific use. The constant modification for improvement, it's been a great learning experience. So is it any good? Well, for me, it doesn't get any better. That doesn't mean it would be right for anybody else. If you just want a good wooden boat, buy one or build a kit. I'll link a couple American companies in the description who supply kits to piece together a boat. So building a boat from a kit is a good option. But if you want to tinker with something that fits your exact needs, and you're willing to risk spending time and energy on a project that will completely fail, I would say study some common designs, do a little math with displacement and centers of effort, and design it and build it.
Man, there's a cow, maybe a bull, in with those burrows.
Finally, if you want to build this boat, my seamless skiff, feel free. Understand that I am not an expert, and you are taking your life in your hands by building and using it. But the design and build process is available on my channel for free. Building and using small boats is a ton of work, and you aren't going to get something as good as if you would pay a professional. But getting on the water in something you created from the ground up and exploring the expansive beauty of natural elements, it's worth it.